Hey. Hello, everyone. My name's Roger Silva, and I'll be talking about the housing crisis. So I want to talk about to you about the housing crisis. If you're having trouble finding affordable rent, or you know someone who has trouble increasing with rent or their mortgage, these are all effects of the housing crisis. It's affecting millions of Americans. It's getting worse every year. Today I want to discuss the housing crisis and the zoning policy for more dense housing, and increase city tax revenue and contribute to the lessening um, of the housing crisis. Sorry. Um, the housing crisis affects individuals and the wider community, including um, the ability for companies to retain employees. However, also homelessness is linked to a variety of social and health issues. The broader societal impacts. The U.S. Housing market needs affordable housing solutions immediately. Um, I intend to persuade you, the audience, to support policy changes for zoning and for denser housing, so that both the city can get more tax revenue, and that people can have more affordable housing and live in a more sustainable um, area. Um, I'll discuss the effects of the crisis on individuals and communities, the causes from policies and local issues, and the solutions that focus on the zoning policy for more denser housing. Um, the housing crisis has resulted in um, millions of people living in inadequate housing, from like damaged apartments to very low grade housing, where utilities are breaking down essentially. Causing families to be separated, health issues to increase and become more common, economic opportunities to be lost, and economic costs to increase due to a lack of productivity, and increased healthcare costs. Um, it also causes a lot of other issues, including like homelessness, where people become more um, they get more mental health issues. Access to healthcare. Um, According to the report by the National Low Income Housing Coalition, there is a shortage of 7.2 million houses, um, and so rental homes for extremely low income are becoming rarer in the United States. And according to another report by the Federal Bank of St. Louis, between 2007 and 2008, over 8 million homeowners lost their homes due to foreclosure. And that was one of the domino effects that led to this housing crisis over the years that was not really properly addressed. The housing crisis has had a ripple effect on the economy, resulting in declining consumer spending, um, and a loss of jobs, a loss of housing around jobs, increased costs for supplies and for goods. Um, Also, low density housing decreases the city's ability to get more taxes with less people per area. That's less income, and so the city has to spend more money on the infrastructure with less money, thus making costs more, and services very limited. The causes of these effects can be also extensive. According to a report by the National Low Income Housing Coalition, there's a need for more housing. Again, the other one was, but for extreme low income, like individuals like veterans, people struggling with mental health issues, seniors, and so all these different groups that don't have an ability to really help themselves to the same extent that like a healthy individual are struggling more. Housing crisis is caused by a variety of factors, including obviously the main thing is shortage of housing, restrictive zoning policies that don't allow for a wide, diverse amount of housing, and resulting in a supply shortage in demand because everything's basically breaking down. According to a report by the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation, one cause is NIMBYism, not my backyard syndrome, where basically people don't want housing costs to go down because then their value of their home goes down, making it less profitable when they eventually sell for a downgrade. So you basically have a bubble that keeps on going up until it pops, and then a complete breakdown like the 2008 financial crisis where people lost their homes. So these issues are significant. They're impossible to fix, but there are solutions. Increased construction of affordable housing obviously is the main thing. Just like if you're thirsty, you drink water. If you have like housing, you build more housing. The way to do this though, you can be cheap through incentivizing developers. Usually they don't want to build cheap housing because they don't make as much. So if you can give them tax benefits, streamline the approval process to make it a lot easier and more comfortable to do it, the cheaper housing, then they'll be more likely to do it. Make it easier to get permits. Definitely breaking away a lot of the zoning issues in the United States where, in most areas you're stuck with single family housing. You can't build tiny homes, you can't build a lot of apartments, you can't build a lot of duplexes. And so by doing that they can build more of that, and it gives you a lot more diverse amount of choices. According to a report by the Urban Land Institute, increasing the supply of affordable housing is crucial to addressing it. It's basically the only way to fix it. Research shows that research shows that rent control can help in certain areas where if it gets too high, you can put caps per year on rent. I think in California it's 5% right now, but a lot of places will make it really higher. According to Politico, the first solution to housing would be to remove regulatory functions that are not needed. So like just old regulatory issues that are affecting us that we don't really need anymore, that were applicable in the past, but they're outdated. The strict zoning, do away with more of that, because it challenges them to build stuff like, they would not want to build it if it's a huge headache. It could take months to get a permit, so they tend to want to bother. You go for the high income developments and you can make more money even if you have to wait. In conclusion, the housing crisis results from the shortage of affordable housing, and this causes overcrowding, homelessness, mental health issues. It hurts families, it hurts communities, it hurts your friends and family. Hurts you, makes your ability to pay for bills cost more, and with rising costs, it makes it hard to pay bills and just to live a comfortable life. Here are some ways that individuals can do things. So education is the main one. Get educated about your local policies, about your local issues on it. learn who your representatives are in your area. Second thing to do is to support policies that can help it. Obviously, research the policies first and support organizations that can help along the way. A third thing to do would be to contact your representatives and pressure them to solve these issues. They'll only do it if you pressure them. You're young, so fourth thing to do is to go to meetings of your community and put it in a voice. A lot of these times, these communities, there's old people that don't care as much. You know, they put their time in the system and they're cashing out. So you, by putting your influence in it, you can put forth policies that will help you and your friends as you grow up into this community. And hopefully this information helps you. And let's get out.